there it goes. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I know you can't see the questions anymore, but I'll write down what's needed. So I'm gonna do a couple of the first ones here, starting with A. So A, it writes it out like this: 4.567, and then it says trillion meters, and it wants us to convert it to, move that out of the way, gigameters. So gigameters, and it actually writes it out. It's kind of dumb that it puts it in two ways, but this is what a trillion is. So 1 with 9 zeros. So I'm sorry, in this case it'd be here. This is million, billion, trillion. So 12 zeros. So we have it in meters. We want it in gigameters. The other thing that you need for this assignment is this chart that you're supposed to write down. And if we go and read the chart, and I don't think I gave in details about what the numbers meant when I talked about it originally, but you got it broken down here. And giga, it has next to it says 10 to the 9th. Now, what these numbers on the side mean, if you don't, some might, some may not. Like 10 to the first just means 10. 10 squared means, or 10 to the second power, it means 10 times 10 was 100. Basically, the number is how many zeros are behind it in this case. It'd be a 1 with 2 zeros, a 1 with 3 zeros, that'd be 1,000, a 1 with 6 zeros, a million, billion, trillion. And so that's what that means. On the opposite end, we have negative, which means you would move the decimal back the other way. So this would be a 1, you'd move the decimal forward 1. So that would be 0.1, and this would be 0.01. This would be 0.001. And this would be, now it has 5 zeros and a 1. So that's what this stuff means. So giga is 10 to the 9th. So that's a 1 with 9 zeros. So what am I going to do with this number, this 4.5 trillion number, and 10 to the 9th? Am I going to multiply these two, or am I going to divide these two? Which direction am I going? Multiply? Then we get a really big number. Are we trying to get a really big number, or we're trying to, yeah, we're trying to lower it. So it would be divide. So we would divide these two. So what's really easy to do with this stuff on the metric system is this just means I move the decimal 9 places to the left, or I can just cross out 9 zeros because there's 9 right here. So that would be 3, 6, 9. So this time is actually pretty easy. And showing work would just be like that, just crossing out the zeros, and then you could basically just circle in this answer, but put gigameters. So some students are like, why do we have to show work? I typed it in my calculator. Well, the numbers and the operations you typed into a calculator, that's what you write on the paper. It has a lot of uses. A, if you make a math mistake, I can see what you did wrong and correct it right there for you and say, oh, you multiplied it into dividing, or you used the wrong number to get your answer, or your numbers look perfect. I guess you typed it in your calculator wrong. You know, I can give you some hints. The other reason is, as an engineer, you are going to work on projects that could take a year, 2 years, longer. And you might need to look back on some of the stuff you did months ago or last year. And if you're not writing down all that you're doing, or at least giving yourself decent notes to read back on later, you're going to be awfully confused trying to relook at what you used to do. So it's very important to kind of write stuff out. I'm going to skip B. You come back and do B. And I'm going to do C. C, it says 43,000, and then it says microseconds. Now the symbol for micro is the Greek letter mu. Mu seconds, mu. It's MU is the way we'd pronounce it, not MEU like the Pokemon. Same sound, different spelling. You could use that for Scrabble if you'd like, or bananagrams, or anything like that. So this is 43,000 microseconds. What is a microsecond? Glad you asked. It says it's 10 to the negative 6, which means it is 1 millionth of a second. 10 to the negative 6 is a microsecond. Yeah, the way you make the U, I print it out for you. Oh no, it's on Monday's thing. It was on the slides for Monday. You didn't see it? You're supposed to write it down. So 10 to the negative 6, that means move the decimal place 6 times to the left. Which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be showing work. I'm showing that I'm moving the decimal. The answer would be 0.43 seconds. Pretty fast. D is converting yards to feet. That you should be able to do without me. E is converting feet to inches. You should be able to do that just by 12, right? F, that one's I want to show that one because some students don't know what to do with this number or what this means. This says 9 feet, and then it says dash 2.5 inches, and it says convert it 2 inches. It's a little confusing. It already sort of is in inches. This dash right here does not mean minus. It's a hyphen. When it's going to measure something and they use a tape measure, they'll measure it out and they'll often write it out in this form where that is a hyphen, not a subtraction sign. It's like 9 feet and 2.5 inches, like 9 feet and a little bit more. So really it's like 9 foot, 2.5 inches. It's just a shorthand. Instead of saying and or writing the and symbol, just dash. So it's a hyphen, it includes it. So how would I go from 9 feet to inches in feet? Like, how do I convert a foot to an inch?
Multiply it by 12.
Awesome. 9 times 12. What's 9 times 12?
$108, if I recall.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's 108, and then we would add 2.5 for that. This would be 110.5 inches. Here, the next one is feet, inches. It has a dash again, so now you know what that means. And it says decimal feet. So you should know what to do with that. Just to deal with the feet, convert it to inches. Centimeters to inches for H, yards to inches for I, and then nanoliters to decaliters. So you could use the chart that you have to convert from nanoliters to decaliters there. That's easy enough. All right, so I'll leave you to do the rest of those. Try to get it done today. If not, you know, don't hold off too long. There's only 10 questions. I already did 3 of them for you. If you work on it right now, ask me questions if you're not sure if something's right. The Zoom's open so that I could do that for you.